6:30 here. Welcome back to, excuse me, Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Non-Classics. This is episode number 2841, Doubleshot number 2735. We are discussing this one, Ghost Rider, Volume 3, Issues 60 to 80, Over the Edge number 9, and Blaze, Legacy of Blood, that 4-issue miniseries. Now, to start with the company's Ghost Rider issues, for issues 62 to 69, these are the last 7 issues of Howard Mankey's run for the title. First, our four-parter called In Chains, where Ghost Rider, who captured the previous Stork betrayal, is sent to prison, which he escapes, called the Black Hole. Yeah, he's only there just for this storyline here. It's a really interesting story. The story has a weird conclusion to it, where issue 65 is like a tie-in to like a few different comic books published at the time, because in the book Over the Edge, in the book Over the Edge by, I don't remember who wrote it, but Punisher was basically driven insane toward the end of his ongoing, basically his ongoing books all got canceled. Yes, like Punisher War Journal, Punisher War Zone, they all just ended. I'll discuss it later when I get to it, but that's kind of what happens here. And his involvement in this book is very loose, per se. It's not really a big role, per se, but yeah, apparently 65 is part of the whole Over the Edge stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's a story continued from Doctor Strange Source Supreme number 81, which sadly put about 9 issues after the issue came out, the book ended. Yeah, and here are your issues that part of the storyline. It started Double Edge Alpha number 1, Daredevil 34, 344, Doctor Strange Source Supreme 81, the Ghost Rider issue, Incredible Hulk 433, included in Double Edge Omega number 1, which this was discussed at some point. I think I did discuss it already. I think it was like in some book. Yeah. Yeah, also the character Spook gets killed off in issue 65. Yeah, also Ghost Rider deals with, he gets killed off. He was a character debut just prior to this. Yeah. And he also was Scarecrow in here. And also they continue his stuff going with Stacy. And then issues 66 to 69 is, start of a brand new story arc for that one. Yes, even the Avengers pop up in this book with just a few members. Yep. Next we have Darkness Falls, which involves like Blackout and Hellgate. It is mostly put him going down to New York City for an issue. And then move on to 67, which begins Blood Feud 2, which is kind of in a way a sequel to Blood Feud, the old crossover from a couple years prior to this one. And Gambit's in the story here. It's only just a couple quick issues. Surprisingly, it does not involve it does not cross over the X-Men. The Wolverine's here too. It's like, okay, let's have Ghost Rider fight the Brew one more time. And then moving into the final issue of this run. Excuse me, yes. Where we debut one new character in the final issue, Chom. And he's like this big hulking guy who's like a combination of a cyborg and like a Hulk. And he's here for this one issue and never seen again. There's also the character Hellgate who, he actually, we'll get back to him. Yeah, and that's pretty much the run in a nutshell. Of course, Dan Catt's experience would be in Over the Edge number 9, which basically has him team up with Johnny Blaze to take on Skinner. Yeah, this is a character from the pages of Ghost Rider, who debuted Ghost Rider Spirit's Vengeance. And this was practically his... Now, his last appearance was in Ghost Rider 64. Here's kind of the weird thing. He has not returned until Ghost Rider Return of Vengeance that came out in December 2020. Which, by the way, that was like 24 years after his previous appearance. And the issues were by Bruce Stow. We went back over the Ghost Rider issue 70, where we have a brand new writer, Ivan Velez Jr. Oh yeah, and Salvador Roca so does the artwork, pretty much all the issues. Here's the thing when it comes to these issues of Ghost Riders. Ivan Velez Jr., is he like the final writer of the book? The answer is yes. He would pretty much write it into the book's conclusion. He would even write the one-shot Ghost Rider finale. Yes, he would even write that too, which basically was like supposed to be issue 94, but the book got canceled. But yeah, this is the start of his, kind of in a way, his 2-year run of the book. Yeah, and also at one point, of course we're going to get to some certain issues here. It's like he's like debuting new characters, like Melissa Maria, who's just here just to hang out for a couple issues, and then she shows up and sign the boss. Yeah, and also by 72, they dropped the Edge logo for the book. Yeah, after 72. Also, Dan's in college. Yeah, and by 73, the Edge logo has removed. Yes. It's back to using like the old logo itself. So they revealed that Deep Throat, who've been appearing in the book for quite a while, is actually Arthur Dolan, Stacy's father. And he would not appear much longer after this. No, it's like as soon as basically unveiled he was this character, he just didn't do very much. Now, issue 73 is the debut of the characters Hell Servants. Which one of the characters, when I saw him in the book, he looked like Savage Dragon. But it wasn't him. Nope, and they're only here just for these issues, which are 73, 76, and they pop up again in Spirits of Ghost Rider and Mother of Demons. And that was it. Yep. It's like a brief 4-part story that involves them, per se. You know, it's also like the storyline itself is like, so Dan Ketch is being accused of murder, and it turns out it was vengeance. Yep. And by 76, he dies. Yep. Yeah. Vengeance dies. And pretty much in the way the Hell's Gate servants, they get killed off too in issue 76. And if you're curious though, does it say dead with this very issue? Well, yes. Though he does return in a little bit later. Though his first consequence was in Code of Honor. But he stays dead into issue 91. Actually, like a spirit per se. He does get revived. If you're really curious, he doesn't get revived this sometime later. Like he comes back in the issue of Ghost Rider. He comes back a little bit later, but yeah, he stays dead for about a couple years. Yep, and then like issue 77 basically teams up with Doctor Strange. We had the first appearance of Noble Kale, which is the thing that's been possessing him all this time. Yes, and then beginning with issue 78 was 70, I think it was a year. I think it was 79. I think it was. Well, guest appearance by Jennifer Kale. 79 begins a brand new look for him. Yes. Yeah. Ghost Rider gets a brand new look for himself. Yeah. Because of the fact they unveiled the whole thing with Noble Kale, basically Dan Ketch gets a brand new look for himself. This look right here, which you would keep this look for the rest of the run. Now, why in the world they decided to give him this look for, I have Honestly, no idea why they did this for. They did. They basically have a brand new costume, and this issue 79 is the start of a brand new era. We deal with this woman named Black Rose. Yeah, the Black Rose character, if you're really curious, she first showed up as Black Rose in issue 60. Was it 60? I think it was. No, that's not it. Yeah, 70. 70 that they unveiled Black Rose is actually Roxanne Sampson, Johnny Blaze's late wife. Yep, and then we conclude with issue 80 with this thing, with this dangerous new era. Yeah, where he teams with Valkyrie for an issue, and well, Johnny Blaze is here, and we still deal with the Furies, which are characters. This was 77 was the first mod appearance of them, and they only appeared for these issues here, and they appeared one more time after this in this book. And then they just didn't do much after that. But interesting issues. But let's get my final thoughts on Howard Mackey's run for Ghost Rider. In my honest opinion, when it comes to his run of Ghost Rider, it was really, really good. I would say most of the run was actually pretty decent. I would say it started to slip a little bit after Siege of Darkness, but it got better toward the end of this run. Yes. As for why he left, I'm not sure why he left for. It's kind of weird. I've never met Howard Mackey, so I don't know what the reason why it was. Maybe he had enough after 5 years, about 6 years. Who knows? And speaking of Howard Mackey, let's talk about basically the very first book to come right after the cancellation of Spirit's Vengeance, Blaze, Legacy of Blood. Yes, this 4-issue series was related to a short-lived ongoing that lasted for 12. Yes, it's Johnny Blaze, but with no demon. Yeah, toward the end of Spirit's Vengeance, he was partially converted to a cyborg. Yes. And the first issue sees him where he's in a bar drinking, and people basically annoying him like crazy. And we debuted the first issue, this guy called Regent, who's only here for this one miniseries. It's like Howard Mackey created this character and the Hidden just so Johnny Blaze can fight somebody in this miniseries because he's the main character. His main characters are Kara, from the Quentin Carnival, Sheer, Wolf, and Cody. Roxanne, this is before her death. Mostly put is just Johnny Blaze going to these people, fighting this group of this whole mini series. Nothing bad about it per se. It's just that, well, they kill off Reed in the final issue, and they kill off a character named George Waters. Yeah, it's like, okay, let's just give Johnny Blaze something to do because we don't have Spirit's Vengeance anymore. And toward the end of the book, it kind of became basically his book anyways because Dan Ketch was dropped for the book. So I guess they figured though, okay, let's just not feature let's feature Dan Ketch, even though he's the title character of the book. Yeah, and this is like I think they had this book published alongside because the first issue of the Blaze ongoing was released in June of 1994. The final issue of this miniseries was released in January. So yeah, they probably decided to do this book alongside of the Spirit Adventures book, but it's a good book. I gotta admit, it's really good. And of course, yes, it has the classic Midnight Suns logo. It's a shame Marvel doesn't use the logo anymore. But yeah, this was released on the Midnight Suns imprint. Is it a terrible book? No, but it's not the big noteworthy book per se. Not really. And of course, having to create a couple characters just for him to fight for this miniseries. Yep. I'm going to give the book roughly a 8 out of 10. I'm going to give Ghost Rider issues 62 to 80 a 8.5. Over the edge to give it an 8. Okay? So yeah, it's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit this like button. Next up is Case Closed. Okay? Thanks you. Bye.